Hello everyone. Welcome to Acharya 90 FM. I am Mrs. Dhanya Panikar, Faculty of BBI with NG Acharya and DK Marathe College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Chembur. Today we have with us Mr. Vijay Katigar, retired from Punjab National Bank as a senior manager. He has rich experience of 38 years in banking sector. Sir has specialized in corporate finance and various other loan products of banks. Sir has also been associated with the training center of the bank in relation to project finance, balance sheet analysis, understanding of CMA data and other financial ratios. We welcome you, sir, to enrich our students.
Hello everyone, myself Manjusha Katigar, coordinator of BBI Banking and Insurance. The BBI department of our college welcome all the audience to today's session on Acharya 90 FM. Our college has an expert panel of facilities to offer the skill set required to excel in the field of banking and insurance. As a part of these efforts, we have today invite Mr. Vijay Katigar sir to elaborate the banking industry knowledge for all the community as well as for our college students. Now, our current TY student Riddhi Ivali will pursue the interview with Katigar sir.
Sir, can you please shed some light on the banking structure for our students?
Okay. Thank you Acharya 90 FM for inviting me for this session. Now banking is a very organized sector in India. Unfortunately, we don't have any unorganized sector in banking. The banking, when we talk about banking structure, we need to understand what is a bank. Now, bank is defined as accepting deposit for the purpose of lending and investment. Now, lending and investment are important functions of the bank, because no bank can survive only by accepting deposit. It has to lend funds and also do investment so that they are in a position to pay interest to its customer. Now, the banking in India is basically led by RBI, which is central bank of our country, and it is divided into the banking sector is divided into three categories. One is the commercial banks, private banks, and cooperative banks. Now, commercial banks are again divided, consist of two parts. One is PSU banks and private banks. Private banks are further, there are Indian private banks and foreign private banks. Now, when we talk about PSU bank, these are the banks which are government controlled bank, where the equity stake is more than 50% of the government. So that is why they are called PSU banks. Now, there are other banks in private sector in India which are owned by private individuals or group of individuals. And private banks are also, there are also foreign banks in private sector which are owned by other countries, which are basically like Hong Kong Shanghai Bank, Bank of Oman, etc. In private sector, we have banks like ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, IndusInd Bank, Karnataka Bank, and so many others. In PSU Bank, we at present have 12 PSU banks. So the other banks are in cooperative sector. In cooperative sector, again, there are two types. One is urban cooperative and one is district cooperative. In urban cooperative banks are basically engaged in lending as well as accepting deposits, but they are operated by a group of individuals in India. Okay, the major banking business comes from the PSU bank as well as private banks in India.
Sir, please explain about the products by banks.
The products offered by banks are more or less similar. Now, the products can be broadly defined in three categories. One is the deposits, loans and advances, and other services. Now, in deposits, we have different type of deposits. First is saving fund deposits, current account deposits, fixed deposit, recurring deposit. Then we have flexi RD deposits. Now, in saving fund deposits, it can be opened by any individual or two or more individuals, and these accounts can be open only for self-consumption and cannot be open for business. The saving fund account can also be opened by cooperative societies, trust, which are not engaged in any business activity. Then we have current account. Current account are basically business accounts. Actually, the individuals can also open current account who are having business. They can open current account, and current account can be opened by other companies like proprietary concern, partnership, corporate companies, private limited companies, limited companies, by trust who are engaged in business activity, societies which are engaged in business, they can open current account. Now the difference between the saving fund account and current account is that the bank pays interest on saving deposits to its customers, whereas in current account no interest is paid by the banks. And combinedly, saving fund and current account are called as CASA, that is CASA, current and saving account, CASA deposits. And the health of the bank can be determined by the quantum of CASA share they have in deposits. There is a steep competition among banks to increase the CASA deposits because these are low cost deposits, and there are banks in India who are having about 40 to 45% share in CASA. The total deposits of that bank is which forms part of CASA is around 40 to 45%. So these banks have good gross margins, and as a result they show good profits. Now there are other deposits like fixed deposits and flexi RD. Now fixed deposits are basically term deposits which are due after a particular period, like say 1 year, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, depending upon the customer's requirement. Now fixed deposits carries different rate of interest depending upon their tenure, and each bank has a different rate schedule because interests are not regulated nowadays. Okay. Then we have RD deposits, which is called recurring deposits. Recurring deposit is when you deposit every month a particular amount with the bank, or you give standing instruction to the bank to debit their account by a particular amount, and the recurring deposits can be for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year period, depending upon the customer's requirement. And at the end of the 10-year maturity period, you get a lump sum amount in case of RDA. So, and fixed deposits also, we have different kind of fixed deposit wherein you get monthly interest, quarterly interest, yearly interest, half yearly interest. This also again depends upon the customer's requirement. Apart from this, the other products that the banks are offering are loan products, which are loan products can be classified as loan products basically can be broadly divided into two categories. One is retail loans and the other is business loan. In case of retail loans, we have housing loan, education loan, and we have car loan, and we have loan against pledge of government securities, loan against LIC policy. These are all small ticket borrowers. And these, in case of housing loan, actually there is steep competition, and banks are now focusing on increasing the retail business because the risk associated with the retail business is low as compared to business loan. That is why more and more banks are focusing on retail, and that is the reason why there is a steep competition among banks to get housing loans, housing loan business as well as car loan and education loan. Then we have business loan. In business loan, we have different types of loan, like working capital loan. Then we have term loan. Then we have non-fund based facilities, which are like letter of credits and bank guarantees. The working capital loans are given in the form of overdraft or given in the form of cash credit, which are basically for meeting working capital requirement for day-to-day working capital requirement of business units. And then we have term loan, which are given for purchase of equipment and for project finance, which includes acquisition of land, building, construction of shade, building, and other equipments and machineries. Then we have non-fund based facilities. In case of non-fund based facilities, actually there is no outlay of funds. The bank only charges commission on these facilities. The non-fund based facility are basically of two types. One is letter of credit and the other is bank guarantee. In the letter of credit is a very good means of finance wherein the cost of borrowings for the borrowers is very low, and that is why it is one of the preferred way of facility sought by the borrowers. Then we have another facility is like bank guarantee. Bank guarantee is also a sort of undertaking by the bank to pay a certain sum of money on a particular event, on happening of a particular event, or in case the borrower fails to meet its obligation, then its obligation will be paid by the bank. So these two non-funded facilities are very much in work in all the banks.
How do you see banking as a career opportunity for the next generation?
Yeah, banking offers a very good opportunity for the youngsters to, make their career. In banks, there are a lot of different requirements. Like you can join bank as a clerk, as a probationary officer, as a marketing professional, as a legal professional, as a IT professional. There are various fields in bank wherein you can make a choice. Banks job offers a lot of advantages. The first advantage is that you get a decent pay package. You get a decent pay package in the sense as compared to other sectors, the banking sector in India are paying a decent package to its employees. As a result, you can lead a dignified life. Then the second benefit of a bank is that you have huge potential for growth. In banking, the potential for growth is tremendous. It depends upon the amount of hard work that the person is prepared to put, and the performance that he gives to in the bank. Depending upon his performance, achievements, and his specialization, the banks can offer them higher posts with higher rewards. The third benefit that I see is that the banking is relatively recession-free business, because even if the economy is going under recession, you will never find any recession in banking sector. So that is why the career does not have any adverse impact of recession. So it is a very good career. Then the banking career is relatively a secure job. When I am talking about secure means in case of PSU bank, jobs in PSU bank, they are very much secured. But that does not mean that you can just you just don't perform. So if you perform, you get a good opportunity for future growth, and there is absolutely and your job is absolutely secured. But whereas when we talk about security, that amount of security is not available in private banks, because in private banks, if you don't perform and if your performance is not up to the mark according to the bank management, then you may be fired, you may be given pink slip. So but in PSU banks, but normally that does not happen. It is relatively safe. Then the third is that the banking job offers you a challenging career, because as I told you, if a person is willing to accept challenges, then banking is a career they should go for, because it offers good potential for future growth, and there are a lot of incentives for accepting those challenges, and you can go up in the ladder with higher reward. Then secondly, banking career helps you to contribute to the economy, because banking is the backbone of any economy. So if you accept banking as a career, means indirectly you are contributing to the economy of the country. So in the sense, I would say that banking career is a very good opportunity for the youngsters. But having said that, there are also certain negative areas, I mean, disadvantages of a banking career. The banking career is that it is too stressful. There are long working hours, and then it puts a lot of stress on you. So, I mean, one should be prepared to, put accept that much stress and perform. Then the second disadvantage is that it's a transferable job. So if you are having a family, when school going children, it is difficult to accept the dislocation. I mean, if you are posted outside your town, then it becomes difficult to manage the family as well as the job. So that's a disadvantages I would feel. Then the third disadvantage I would say that there are risks associated with your profile. Suppose if you are working in a bank, you are dealing with financial transaction day in day out. So there is a possibility that if any mistake happens from your side, you will have to make it good. So it is fraught with risk. Secondly, there is one more risk is that if you are working in a loan section and if you are not able to follow the rules and regulations in absolute manner, and if there is any lapse on your part, you may be held responsible for the actions or for the loan that you have sanctioned. So that is a risk assigned to your job. So I think you should decide based on these pros and cons. You should decide whether you should take banking as you should accept banking as an opportunity, as a career or not.
Okay, I just wanted to thank our guest Mr. Vijay Katigar sir for their time and efforts in delivering such an informative and engaging session on banking structure, banking career and types of loan. The information and guidance shared will be definitely benefit us in the future. It was a fantastic opportunity to learn from someone so experienced. Once again, thank you for your valuable contribution and for inspiring us to explore the world of banking and finance further. We truly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, my pleasure.